I'm Pallavi Ghosh, and on One Take this week, you can understand what I'm going to be talking about. That's right, you can see the many posters of Rahul Gandhi right behind me. Clearly, the Congress party is all eyes, all focus on the man who refused to become the president. But what am I discussing this week? Well, what I am discussing this week is that in 2024, who's going to be the Congress's prime ministerial face or the face of the party? Very much Rahul Gandhi. You would have noticed in the last few days there has been one comment made by a senior Congress leader which has not yet been rebutted very strongly, and that is of Kamal Nath. Kamal Nath in a press conference recently said that in 2024 the PM face of the party is going to be Rahul Gandhi. His claim was corroborated by Bhupesh Baghel. The names are very interesting because both Baghel and Kamal Nath are considered to be very, very close to the Gandhis. Now, anyone who knows Kamal Nath knows that he doesn't speak off the cuff. There's always a plan, there's always a strategy and a thinking behind this. So there are multiple reasons why Kamal Nath made this comment. But on One Take, I'm discussing and asking you this question is that will and can Rahul Gandhi win the elections for his party if he becomes the PM face? What my sources in the Congress party say that the Bharat Jodo Yatra, despite the claims that it's got nothing to do with politics or it's not a political yatra, is actually a part of an image building exercise for Rahul Gandhi. And therefore, in 2024, he may very well be the PM face or the face of the Congress party. I know you're going to say, so what? Big deal. Wouldn't that be a liability for the Congress? But here's why the Congress doesn't think it's going to be a liability. Many of those closed-door meetings of the Congress party, when it was decided that a Bharat Jodo Yatra was needed, actually, it was something which was triggered off by a chain of thoughts by Prashant Kishore when he held multiple meetings with the Gandhis right close to me where I am standing at 10 Janpad, which is Sonia Gandhi's residence cum office. At that point of time, it was pointed out that it is very important to have a yatra, whatever name you give it, because yatra connects the leader with the masses. But more than that, it helps you in an image building and also politically speaking. In an earlier episode of One Take, I had spoken about how yatras have helped in the political careers of many a leader, also turned around the fortunes of their political parties. Whether it was a yatra for the BJP in terms of L.K. Advani's yatra, the Gaurav yatra of the Prime Minister when he was the Chief Minister, Jagan Mohan Reddy's yatra, so on and so forth. And therefore, the idea of a Bharat Jodo Yatra came up for Rahul Gandhi. It actually was thought of for many reasons. One main thing, of course, is to sell the idea of Rahul Gandhi once again. There have been many previous attempts for making and remaking of Rahul Gandhi as a brand. It's never really clicked. So what were the points which were against Rahul Gandhi? One, the Pappu tag or the Pappu image. Someone who doesn't understand what politics is all about, who doesn't have a political strategy in mind, and someone who's a constant failure. Second, an entitled politician. A politician who loves to go on his holidays. Of course, I would say that many ask what's wrong in that. But you know, when you are in the game of politics, your political opponents often use what is considered to be right against you to make it out to be something which is completely wrong. Because what the BJP started doing is projecting the Prime Minister as one who was a 24/7 politician. And here was this relatively young man who wanted to take on the Modi factor but not being in the country. So going on vacations, part-time politician, missing in action on critical issues not often seen in parliament. So that the entitled tag of Rahul Gandhi had to be countered. And third, of course, was the big idea about the Congress being a party which was having an ivory tower existence. Not going to the ground, not hitting the ground. If you remember, Sonia Gandhi in many of her Congress parliamentary party meetings and in her public statements would actually tell her party colleagues that we really need to go out there. Because your political opponents are like the Aam Aadmi Party, like the BJP, like the Trinamool Congress, and even down south, they're actually hitting the streets. They're connecting with the people. It is with these three missions in mind that the Bharat Jodo Yatra was conceived. Three Bandars, that's the agency which was given the task of carving and cultivating an image for Rahul Gandhi. Today, as we look as the first leg of the yatra was over and Rahul Gandhi has held many press conferences, one thing even his critics would admit, at least in private, is that you cannot attach the Pappu tag to him. nor can you call him entitled. Getting up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. endlessly, daily, on a 25 kilometers and plus distance, walking on your foot with a limping knee at times, leg at times, and an injured knee, and much has been made about his beard and a t-shirt. At least what the Congress party is now trying to project Rahul Gandhi as not an entitled neta. So two birds have been hit in one stone, and of course now you've hit the ground. See, one more criticism of Rahul Gandhi was the fact that he was inaccessible. Multiple stories of those who quit the Congress party, even someone like a Jyotiraditya Scindia, considered to be very close to Rahul Gandhi, making the complaint it was impossible to get an appointment with him. If we managed to meet him, he would not listen to us. Of course, you all know the famous Piddhi story of Hemanta Biswa Sarma, and the fact that he would not interact with the party workers. He would come for rallies, go on stage, speak to 2-3 leaders, look at his cell phone, and most probably he didn't even know who the party workers are. In fact, I remember that when he would travel to Amethi, and this was before 2014, there was this complaint that he did not even know who his leaders or the party colleagues were from Amethi. In fact, there is a famous story that where he held one kind of a meeting, an interaction with all the party workers in Amethi, and he did not even know their names. In fact, when he was driving in his car from the Munchiganj guest house to one of the many areas in Amethi itself, he was stopped by a handful of party workers, and he actually thought that they were not from the Congress party. He was asking his colleagues seated inside the car that who are they. That was also one of the reasons why he lost from Amethi and why Smriti Irani could take advantage of that situation. And that's the reason why the Congress felt that they had to build up an image of a Rahul Gandhi who was actually connecting with the party workers. As you see those pictures of the Bharat Jodo Yatra where he is chatting, and remember those multiple interviews which are coming out, his interaction with the party colleagues and leaders where he's laughing and joking with them, that is also a very well thought out, crafted strategy. And that strategy is to show that Rahul Gandhi is connecting with the party workers. I remember at a press conference recently, we asked him about what does he feel about the ordinary party worker. He seemed to be very affronted with that. He said, I don't believe there's such a word like ordinary. Each party worker is special. That was Rahul Gandhi's reach out to the party workers. It was a part of a well thought out strategy and an imaging for him to show him as one person who's finally understood what a Congress Karyakarta was all about. Accessibility. Anyone can break the cordon and reach out to him. Why is Rahul Gandhi such a stickler for not following a protocol? Again, there's a strategy behind it. Remember at a press conference, he also said that they expect me to travel in this yatra or do the yatra through a bulletproof car. That's not possible. I'm not going to do it. Why? Because a car or yatra through a car actually disconnects you from the crowd. It gets worse in case of those netas who are in any case supposed to be not very close or well versed with their party workers. And therefore walking on foot, random tea shops, having chai with the party workers, laughing and joking with them. It's all a well thought out strategy. It's not really off the cuff. Anyone who's watching these proceedings knows that there is a method in the so-called madness. And that method is going to lead up to a strategy for 2024, which is Rahul Gandhi as the face of the Congress party or as the PM face. See, chances are they're now going to say that he's our PM face. But it's going to be there by understanding. Now, many will ask this question that isn't that suicidal? Because many people snigger and say the BJP's strongest weapon or the biggest campaigner is actually Rahul Gandhi. Yes and no. Yes, every time Rahul Gandhi opens his mouth, there's a faux pas. If there is a faux pas or he makes a statement, it is something which is lapped up by the BJP. The BJP wants to keep Rahul Gandhi, the person, alive in terms of narrative because they feel that any alternative to the BJP actually can be the Congress party because it's the only real national party. And the more you criticize and attack Rahul Gandhi, the more you show the Congress party as being a weak alternative to the BJP. That's precisely the reason why Rahul Gandhi could end up becoming the face of the Congress party in 2024. Someone who hit the ground, who relentlessly has not compromised, who's taken on the Prime Minister, who's taken on the BJP. Of course, there will always be discussions, debates and disagreements over whether his attacks on the media, whether his attacks on the corporate houses or whether his, talking about the RSS and the BJP Savarkar is actually going to boomerang on him. But at least we all know that there's going to be one train of thought which is very typical of Rahul Gandhi, which is what the Congress party wants to build a counter narrative. The Congress's calculation, and this is after a survey they conducted, is that there is a particular vote bank which is waiting to be tapped. and the Congress party can do it. The more there is chatter that the Trinamool Congress is going soft on the BJP or the Samajwadi Party or the BSP or the southern parties like Jagan Mohan Reddy are actually compromising or going silent and soft on the BJP, the more aggressive the Congress party is going to emerge as an alternative to the BJP. That's one reason why the Congress is convinced that it's time for Rahul Gandhi to be projected as a PM face or the face of the Congress in 2024. In private, many Congress leaders admit it may not work in 2024, but at least it's a work in progress, or 2029 could be the big election. He's got age on his side is what Congress leaders tell me. That's one reason why they feel that he can be projected. The second thing is to enthuse the cadre. I talked about the fact that elections are won and lost also because of the way you connect with their party workers. If the cadre feels that yes, we can do it, there's a chance, ho sakta hai, then they are going to be supporting the leader. Every time there is talk about Rahul Gandhi possibly as the CM face or the face of the Congress party and an aggressive Congress, a Bharat Jodo Congress, the cadre also gets enthused. They have a reason to work for the Congress party. You remember in one of my earlier episodes, I had also spoken about every CM can be PM. That's a calculation of, say, a Trinamool Congress or a Jagan Mohan Reddy. The whole idea is that I do well in my state, and if I get the numbers in Lok Sabha, then I can become a davedar or lay stake to becoming the Prime Minister should the opposition have the numbers. That's pretty much the reason why the Congress wants to project Rahul Gandhi to enthuse the cadre. I know there will be many say, what about the Congress President? But I'm sure the people who are even close to Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge know that so much of manpower, so much of money, so much of funds and so much of labor has been attached not for Kharge but for the Gandhis who will always overshadow Mallikarjun Kharge or whoever remains the Congress President. Thereby lies the importance of Rahul Gandhi. Do give in your reactions whether you think that in 2024 Rahul Gandhi as the PM face can actually work for the Congress party. Whether you agree with me that the Rahul Gandhi is going to be projected by the Congress and it could work for both the young Gandhi as well as for the Congress party. Thank you so much for watching.